4.7, rewriting. Okay. Just taking a formula and rewriting it in another way. Okay. So a formula is an algebraic equation that relates two or more variables. Okay, so for example, the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Area equals length times height. Length times width, I guess. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Area equals pi r squared. Area of a circle. These are all examples of formulas. Okay? There's tons of formulas in math, obviously. Okay? When a formula is solved for a particular variable, that variable is by itself. It's alone. And we say that the variable is solved in terms of the other variables. Okay? So here, area is solved in terms of the length and the width, or pi r squared. If I rewrote it, I could rewrite it for w, and that would be in terms of area and length. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is rewriting these things. Okay, so area of a rectangle. Area equals length times width. Some people say base times height. That's fine. But length times width. But I thought the length was the other way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you call length, which one you call width. Okay? It really makes no difference. The formula above is solved for A in terms of L and W. Okay? It's solved for area in terms of the length and the width. So if you know the length and width, you can give me the area. Now, if I wanted, now it would be easy to solve for L if I knew the area and width, I just plug them in and divide. But if I was doing a bunch of these over and over, I wouldn't want to have to do all that work. It'd be easier just to rewrite the formula if I knew I was going to be doing a bunch of problems all solving for L. So you start off by writing the original one. A equals L times W. Now, what do we want to get by itself? We want the L by itself, right? Okay. Pretend this said A equals 2L. And you want to get the L by itself. What would we do? Divide by 2. Well, what's attached to the L? What's attached to the L? W. How is it attached? Multiplication. How do we do multiplication? So now, length is equal to the area of a rectangle divided by its width. It's the same formula, it's just solved for L. Now, like I said, that's not worth your time if you're only doing one problem. But if I was doing 30 problems, all solving for L, it'd be easier to use that formula and plug A and W into a division problem already, instead of doing the extra steps every time. You do the division one time, you have a new formula. Like I said, it's not a time saver unless you're doing a lot of these problems, but it is a good skill to have. So use the new formula to find the length if the area is 35 and the width is 7. So what is our length? Yep, 5 feet. Now, just for the heck of it, let's go back to the original equation. Area is 35, L we don't know, and our width is 7. What would we do to solve for L? Divide by 7. Isn't that what we already did? So you can see, it's not like you're radically changing anything, and really it's not that much of a time saver. Okay? But if you were doing 10, 20, 30 of these in a row, all solving what I suggest, just like with normal variables, I always tell you when you solve for a variable, circle or underline it, right? Same thing. If I'm solving for t, I want to get t by itself, right? Well, what's attached to the t? The r and the p. How are the p and the r attached? Multiplication. How do we undo multiplication? We divide. That's p and r. Whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other. The p's cancel and the r's cancel. So t is equal to I over PR. That's it. You just ask yourself this very simple question. Which variable am I solving for? What's happening to it? How do I undo that? Okay, I'm solving for h. What's attached to it? A b. This is a fraction. Let's deal with that separately. How do we get rid of the b? Huh? Right. Actually, let's get rid of the fraction first. This fraction is, yeah. Multiply by 2. Very good. Multiply by 2, right? And that's going to cancel that, which gives me 2a equals b times h. Now how do I get h by itself? Good. Cancel. H is equal to 2 times the area divided by the base. Okay? What's attached to the r? Pi and 2. How are they attached? How do we undo that? 2 pi. 2 pi. Cancel, cancel. R equals C over 2 pi. What's attached to the R? How? Divide by T. Divide by T. R equals D over T. Rate equals distance divided by time. Okay, this one's a little trickier. Okay, here's a W. What do we have to get rid of first? Not the W, we're trying to solve for the W. Very good. Always undo subtraction first, right? So we want to subtract 2L. Cancel. Can I combine these two? No. So I just write P minus 2L. That's it. Equals 2W. Now, how do I get the W by itself? Division. Divide by 2. So W is equal to perimeter minus 2 times the length over 2. Number 6, we're going to get x by itself. What is in our way first? The x is what we're trying to solve for. The 2. Because the 2 is underneath everything, right? Okay? So we got to get rid of the 2 first. How do we do that? Multiply by 2. So 2 times a equals x plus y. How do we get x by itself? Subtract y. Can I combine the 2a and y? No. X is simply equal to 2a minus y. That's it. Very much so. Okay, solve for the indicated variable. Since we see a fraction, what do we want to get rid of first? The fraction. How do we undo that? Multiply by 2, right? Both sides. So 2a equals d1 times d2. How do I get d1 by itself? Do you see an addition? Divide by d2, right? Divide by d2. So my answer is d1 is equal to 2 times the area divided by the other diagonal, d2. I want to solve for W. What's attached to the W? L and H. How are they attached? How do you undo multiplication? L and H. L and H. Cancel, cancel. W is equal to volume over LH. Volume of cylinder, solve for H. What is attached to the H? That's on M. Pi symbol.
Oh, that looks like an M.
Okay, so how is pi and the R squared attached? How do we do that? Pi R squared, pi R squared. Cancel, cancel. H is equal to volume over pi R squared. Okay, this one's a little more challenging. We gotta get inside to this B1. There's a lot of stuff keeping us from getting there. What's the first thing we gotta get rid of? The fraction. How do we do that? 2. Okay, that cancels. So 2 times A equals H times B1 plus B2. What's the next thing we gotta get rid of? The B1 is what we're trying to solve for. Yeah, the H, like standing guard outside, right? Gotta get rid of that H. Cancel. So 2A over H equals B1 plus B2. Now, the last step, how do we get B1 by itself? Subtract B2. So B1 is equal to the 2A minus H. Now be careful with this. You just got to put a big old minus here because it's not on the top or the bottom. It's a separate thing. The 2A minus H minus B2. Totally separate. We gotta get B1 by itself, right? So we're gonna subtract B2, subtract B2. But those don't combine, so we just write this minus that. Okay, solve for F. Well, again, what is keeping us from getting to the F? 2 things. The 32 and the fraction. How do we get rid of that fraction? By 9/5. The reciprocal, right? 9/5 here. So that gives me 9/5 C equals F minus 32. How do you get rid of the F by itself? Add 32. So 9/5 C plus 32 is equal to Fahrenheit. Okay, rewrite each one so that y is a function of x. What does this mean? If y alone. What do we do here to get y alone? Minus 9x, right? Not minus 4 because we want to get this over here. Either one of these would be acceptable. Now, when you're doing slope and intercept form, you want to put the variable first. But either one of those would be, those are equal, same thing. Number 2, what are we going to get rid of first? There's no just 2. Then you got to get rid of 2x. How do we get rid of it? Add 2x. Now, be careful. Can I join and make that 17x? No, because that's a letter, that's a number. So just 2x plus 15. Again, if you wrote 15 plus 2x, that's perfectly okay. Now what do we do? Divide by 5. Y equals 2x plus 15 over 5. And if you wanted to put the 5 under each one separately, you could do that. You could do y equals 2/5 x plus 3, 15 divided by 5. Either one of those is fine. Again, if you're graphing a line, you would want it to look like that. Okay, what are we going to get first on number 3? Add 2. So add 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. We want to subtract 2. Very common mistake. When you see a minus sign, you want to think, oh, add 2. But is the 2 negative? The 2 is positive, so we want a minus 2. Now again, be careful. This is negative y over 6, right? That's divide. Equals. Can I combine that and say 6x? No, because one's a number, one's a letter. So I just write 8x minus 2. Now how do I get the y by itself? Multiply by 6. So those cancel. I get negative y. Be careful, the negative's still there. Equals 6 times 8 is 48. X minus 12. Am I done? No, I need to get rid of the negative 1, right? So I get a positive y. The 48 becomes negative 48x, and the negative 12 becomes positive 12. You could have saved a step here if you multiplied by negative 6, because that would have gotten rid of the negative and the 6 at the same time. If you don't see it, that's okay. Okay, it's kind of like a weird wall though. It's over here. What are you going to get rid of first on number 4? Can't get rid of the fraction yet. What's the first thing away we want to get rid of on the left side? 6x. We want to subtract 6x. We can't do anything until we get this bad boy over here. Okay? Cancel. 1/2 y plus 5 equals negative 2x. Now what do we get rid of? The fraction times 2 times 2. Y plus 5 equals negative 4x. And last step, move that 5. Okay, what are you going to get rid of first? No. The 2 is attached to that parentheses. The 4, it's not just a 4. 4x. We have to subtract the 4x. Again, can we combine the 4x and the 10 and get 6x? We cannot. Y minus 3 equals 10 minus 4x. Now what do we get rid of? Yeah. Since these are both even, we can divide by 2. If they weren't both even, we have to distribute the 2 and then deal with it later. But we can do this. So y minus 3 equals 5. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2x. Last step. Add 3. So y is equal to 8 minus 2x. And again, if you wrote negative 2x plus 8, that would be perfectly acceptable. One last example. Oh, one last slide. So d equals rt. Solve for t. Okay? So t is going to be equal to what? D over r. Good. Now it says, determine how long in hours and minutes it will take an airplane to travel 2,500 miles if it flies at 200 miles per hour, 400 miles per hour, and 600 miles per hour. So that's basically just going to be 2,500 divided by 200, 2,500 divided by 400, and 2,500 divided by 600. Okay, so what's 20? You don't even need a calculator. What's 25 divided by 2? What's 24 divided by 2? 12. So 12 and a half, right? So 12.5. 6.5 hours for 12 hours, 30 minutes. Okay? 25 divided by 4. It's going to be 6.25 hours. Okay? So that's 6 hours. And what's 0.25 of an hour? How many minutes is that? 1/4 of an hour. 15 minutes. And then 2,500 divided by 6. What is it? 4.16. Okay, so that's 4 hours. What's 0.16 times 60? 0.16 times 60, 60 minutes, 0.16. Nope. Huh? 9.6? So about 10 minutes. Approximately, rounded. Last but not least, solve for P. So how do we solve for P? P equals what? Divided by RT, right? Interest divided by RT. So find the principal. If the interest rate is 5.5, we need to change that to a decimal. So we have to move 2 places to the left. For 2 years, okay? Man, that should be down there, sorry. I ahead of myself. That should be down here. The rate is 0.55. What's the time? Two years. And what's the interest? 1.25. Type that in your calculator. Make sure you put 0.5, put 1.51.25 divided by parentheses 0.55 times 2. What do you get? $151.25 divided by parentheses 0.55 times 2. What? No. Oops, sorry, it should be 0.055. Okay. So 151.25 divided by parentheses 0.055 times 2. What'd you get? So you got 1375.